Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Clover Garden School Board of Directors meeting for April 18th, 2023 to order at 6:34 p.m. Ms. Verakin, the role and mission.
Role of the board, where you're entrusted to care for the current school and stay focused on the vision for the future school. No trust, no unity, no progress. Mission of Clover Garden School will foster community, generate enthusiasm, challenge students academically, and produce successful citizens.
Thank you. Has everyone had a chance to review the agenda for this evening? Are there any questions, additions regarding the agenda? I have a motion to approve the agenda. Ms. Foster, second. Mr. Huffines, all in favor? March minutes for March 14th, 2023. Has everyone reviewed the minutes from March? Any questions, changes? Do I have a motion to approve the March 14th minutes? Mr. Huffines, second. Ms. Russell, all in favor? Public comment. Ms. Verakin, do we have anyone signed up for public comment this evening?
Yes, ma'am, you have one.
All right, I'll go ahead and read I'm gonna read a statement first and then I'll read the public comment. So thank you for taking your time to come before us. We value your feedback and contribution to our school and community. We recognize that this process is a bit awkward and that we are not able to engage in a dialogue or come to any decisions today related to any public comment. The purpose is for you to be able to express your thoughts, and we take our duties to listen seriously. All public comments will be taken under advisement by the board, but may not produce a written or spoken response. We ask that all public comment provide just the facts and should not include personal information of students or personnel in order to maintain confidentiality. We ask speakers to avoid using names of students or staff and maintain confidentiality and privacy standards. All comments should be thoughtful and respectful. No raised voices or inappropriate language will be permitted. Be mindful that what you say here is public and the names of the persons providing public comment and a brief summary of topics or input will be included in the meeting minutes published. We allocate time by issue, no more than 3 minutes per person, which may not be given to another person. We take all public comments seriously. The board will discuss, and if there is any action that needs to be taken, it will be reflected in the minutes and communicated to you by the principal/director.
Okay, Ms. Verakin, I understand that they're not present, but they've submitted an electronic statement. Are you going to read that statement or do you have it?
I have
Okay,
it. I'm
sorry.
going to read it.
Okay.
Yes. So we have one public comment by Rodney Wilson. It's in reference of the new school. It says, "What is this costing CGS? Why didn't you look at the Shadowford Church first? And why can't you put new students on hold till the new school is ready?" So that's in the public comment.
Thank you. Ms. Verakin, I understand we have a special guest this evening.
A couple of different folks. We're going to start with one of our amazing students, Mr. Noah Kastner. I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Lisa Wilson here in just a second. But as a school, we're incredibly proud of Noah and the contest that he entered. He is going to share some of his product with you tonight. He created a poem that won first place in the program that we're running participation. So I'm very, very proud of him. Definitely do great things for Clover Garden School. So Ms. Wilson.
Good evening again. So I told Noah when I printed off this poem that I would need my glasses or in here to be really large font. But I just want to read this. Is from Michael Wheeler, and he is head of Center for Safer Schools at North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. And he said that on behalf of North Carolina Center for Safer Schools, we would like to commend all the students that participated in the North Carolina Center for Safer Schools 10th year anniversary celebration contest. We were extremely excited to receive numerous submissions. Everyone did a phenomenal job. We furthermore like to thank all the staff that supported and took time out of your challenging schedules to assist your students. We sincerely appreciate all that you did and do. We were truly amazed by this student's creativity. This student's craftsmanship captured our attention. This student's poem conveyed the message outlined in the contest and displayed impeccable qualities of uniqueness and originality. As a result, we would like to congratulate and award Noah Kastner as one of our North Carolina Center for Safer Schools 10th year anniversary contest winner. This recipient will be awarded a Google Chromebook as a first place winner. We also ask that you please include the address of the school. We made a video, very short notice. So we got this email, I'm gonna say at the 11th hour, and I was not even at school. Ms. Thompson messaged me real quick. She said, I have this, can I go up there? Can we work, can I use your students, your first period? I said, absolutely. So in about 24 hours, right, we turned this around, Noah did. And the students submitted their work, and then the next week, we submitted videos. Ms. Thompson helped me through that process. That's her availability. But anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Noah, and as he reads his poem, the topic of this poem is so relevant with things that have been going around. And Ms. Reagan said when she read it the first time, it gave her children. So Noah.
It was tale of two students who were both very smart. Their schools that set them apart. First student went to a school where the people were kind. There was no violence or bullying, so the student had peace of mind. They worked hard at school and focused in class. Friends and teachers helped them, so the student finished the class. The second student went to a school where they were living in fear. Constant threat of violence from them and conflict underneath. While the student was clever, they had no support. They couldn't concentrate on their studies and they fell short. After they both got out of school, only the first student had the education they needed. While the students were two sides of the same coin, one of them failed and the other succeeded.
Thank you, Noah, very, very much. We're very proud of you. We're very excited. Thank you to Ms. Wilson and to Ms. Thompson for helping get that competition. If that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, then I need to read it, okay? So Noah, thank you for that. Also, under the guise of some other reasons, I also asked Debbie Bellingham to be here tonight, but because he is our school resource officer, I wanted to shout out him and say thank you, Debbie Bellingham, for all that you do to keep our kids safe and protected. So, that is so imperative. School safety is so important. You know, that's number one and always in our hearts and minds. It's over our school. And so just thank you to those that help keep us safe each and every day. So, really thank you.
So we have a special recognition.
So now I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Reagan. Ms. Reagan would like to recognize some individuals. I'm not going to speak, I'll speak for you. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Reagan. She is going to recognize some individuals in this room who go above and beyond each and every day for our kids. If you have read any of my Sunday messages, you will know, or at least hopefully you got a glimpse of how much I appreciate these individuals more than you realize. This year has been a challenge, to say the least. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Reagan to shine some light and share some information with you about some folks.
And this was truly a huge group effort. Several teachers started talking in January and February about these two individuals and how much of an impact they have had on not only the staff, but the students as well. And we really wanted to show recognition of that for these two individuals, as well as to the board for granting us the ability to do this. It was a collaborative effort between Ms. Reagan, Ms. Simmons, and all of you guys on the board to make this happen. And all the teachers, K through 12, recognize it. And we just wanted to say a huge thank you to Ms. Spencer and Mr. Feldman. Because these so Mr. Feldman, as you all know, he is our assistant principal for grades 6 through 12, focusing mainly on our high school, and then Ms. Spencer is our assistant principal for K through 6. And I've only taken a little bit of an excerpt out of everything that was submitted for these two individuals. You have everything that all the teachers submitted and said, and thanks, as well as examples of how impactful they have been in their classrooms. So it has made a huge difference. So here are just a few thank yous from our teachers and staff members. Ms. Bradford wanted to say thank you, Ms. Spencer, for her supportive helping her transition into the classroom this year and being new and having to be teaching ELA in 5th grade. And to Mr. Feldman, a huge thank you for welcoming her to her first year at Boulevard. Ms. Dix, who is our 4th grade teacher, she wanted to say thank you to Ms. Spencer for making her so welcome as a new teacher. She was always a surprise. She used goodie bags on her first day. She is generous. She's always available to answer any questions that she has, and she's truly amazing. And a huge thank you to Mr. Feldman for everything that he does as well. Mr. Johnson wanted to make sure that everyone knew that their presence has had a positive impact on him and his students this year, that having these two available sends a positive message to our students, and they are seen, and that serves as a way to ensure their behaviors. He is truly thankful for Mr. Feldman, for the high school, that he is much support. Ms. Slater wanted to say that Mr. Feldman has been very supportive in the area of academic honesty and integrity, which was huge for us this year. Mr. Sheik, as well as other teachers, helped write an academic honest code for our students this year that we implemented. Whenever an instance has come up, he has been ready and willing to be present in the meeting with students and teachers, and she appreciates Mr. Feldman that he has joined our team. Ms. Ballard was thankful for Ms. Spencer, how she's talked into the dance room. She was engaging and learning for school choice dance, and that she that students love dancing with her, and it's a lot that she carved out time to participate in their through dance. And Mr. Feldman planned an informal observation in which he came in and observed middle school dance students, and he offered great feedback to genuine interest in what the students were learning, and the observation made her feel more comfortable when an anonymous submitted that there's always clear communication with feedback from the assistant principals, and that there's all day and appreciative of them. Their presence around the building is appreciated, as well as their interactions with staff are essential for creating that community and investment for our students. Mr. Feldman's made a huge difference in the middle school world. He has provided consistency, clear communication, and it's been thorough with our students from Ms. Nicola. Ms. Leach said earlier this year she had an issue with a student and that she's never had an administrator who has supported for her as Mr. Feldman, and that totally in her corner and reinforced her decision. Another anonymous said that Ms. Spencer is very grateful for her acts of kindness. She is always willing to go the extra mile because she notices how that makes a difference. Mr. Bowman goes out of his way to make his presence known. He is extremely helpful with middle school students. Students are very comfortable talking to him about things at Clover Garden, and he's very. Ms. Wilson said that Mr. Bowman has helped with us the consistency and discipline in the high school. He's very firm and a fair leader for both students and staff. He is always available and willing to assist with any issues, and that they are both wonderful additions to the Clover Garden family, and we are very fortunate to have you. Ms. Modeling wanted to thank Mr. Bowman for always being there to help answer her questions that she may have as a first-year teacher. During the first altercation she had with a parent, Mr. Bowman guided her through the process, helped make the most appropriate and professional decisions while encouraging her to stay true to her teaching. Both Mr. Bowman and Ms. Spencer have made her first-year teaching enjoyable, and that they make her feel warm and welcome. So thank you to both of them for their support. Ms. Odie said they have made a huge difference for me or for her for this year, mostly working with elementary. She had a situation that Mr. Bellman jumped in where he was needed concerning middle and high school students. They are both very helpful and handle the situation well. I was able to reach out to him, fill out documentation, and not miss valuable instruction. Knowing that she has Ms. Spencer has been such a blessing for her this year. Her ongoing daily support with everyday student behaviors and parent contact. She loves the positivity and the little things that she does to let everyone know that she cares and that she is. Ms. Montgomery said that Ms. Spencer did a cartwheel in second grade as a challenge for the first time. She was trying to help her students learn how to listen and not talk during learning time. She did a cartwheel outside after the time frame, so the students met their goal and she She appreciates the love and support from Ms. Spencer that she
Might have to redo
visits
that
her
voice.
classroom every day and gets involved with what her students are learning. So just a few things that you all also found is that you are real honest in everything. Huge thank you from all the staff.
And Ms. Spencer, from the board, we appreciate your enthusiasm, your energy that you're bringing to the school. It's very much appreciated in all that you're doing. I've definitely noticed the support that you bring from Ms. Garakin to allow her to do the things that she's doing with the expansion and everything about getting out in the community. So thank you very much. Mr. Feldman, the board is very appreciative of your experience, your integrity that you bring to the school and what you've done throughout the year. Very much appreciated what you've done. So thank you very much. Okay, for both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We want to see the carpet.
Yeah, we want to see cartwheel. Both of y'all cartwheel.
Wow, okay.
Wasn't very good, but it was done.
See, we should have still had that, what you call it? Talent contest. That would be good. So, thank you, Ms. Reagan, for putting that together. Okay, moving on to the next item, we've got the finances. We need to approve the March budget. Has everyone had a chance to review the March 2023 budget? Ms. Lane, as chair, do you have any concerns?
No, I do not.
Do I have a motion to approve the March 2023 budget? Ms. Lane, second. Mr. Huffines, all in favor? Thank you. Next is academics, principals update. Mr. Feldman and Ms. Spencer.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off here. It's hard to believe that it's spring, but per usual, a lot of things happening, a lot of great things, positive news. The full principals report is in your drive in the folder. Mrs. Spencer and I are gonna go over the highlights. We did have a few submissions from teachers that I'm going to read back to you today. Provide some more details. I'm going to start with another student. We recognize Noah, of course, tonight. Josue Castaneda was accepted into Elon Academy's College Access and Success Program. A representative from Elon came out here on March 15th, April 5th. And did he receive any award or what? You were down there. There wasn't a certificate. What did
Yes, he had like a packet. They gave him a packet, yes.
And so this is huge for him and his family. I'm going to send around this overview of the program. It is a 3-phase multi-year program. Phase 1 is college access. Phase 2 is transitions to college. And phase 3 is college success. So I'm just going to send this around so you want to get a feel for what he's going to be doing. But great for him, great for the school. It's the first Clover Garden student, to our knowledge, right?
Yes.
That's been accepted into this program. At the the March meeting, Mrs. Reagan made mentions about the Envirothon, led by Mrs. Knoll. The team had a lot of success. They're going to be in just a couple of weeks competing at Cedar Rock Park on the 28th and 29th in the state competition. And I just wanted to really kind of thank Mrs. Knoll for sharing her passion and expertise with those students. To prepare them for the competition, there's going to be 25 total students, 10 high schoolers, 15 middle schoolers that qualified. And I'm not exactly sure how they break it down, but there will be 5 different CGS teams competing. So not just one for the school, but 5. In athletics, again, it's spring. I feel like with the year winding down, I just want to take a moment to thank Mrs. Pascal for all that she's done this year in the athletic director role. Pretty incredible. I think seamless transition, taking over from Ms. Moyer. Not an easy job. I've done it before, and I just want to take a minute. There's a lot of long days, long hours that go into that position. So thank you to Mrs. Pascal. The update she provided was that the middle school teams are going to complete their regular season schedule this week. Currently, middle school softball's tied for first place, having a lot of success. And middle school's girls soccer team is now in the second half of their schedule, but after losing most every game in the first half, they've completely turned the script in the second half and beaten these teams the second go around. So that's really wonderful. Varsity baseball did defeat the number 7 ranked team in the state just before break. That was Chatham Charter, by the way. And we did acknowledge our seniors recently. The boys baseball and golf team were together at Burlington Athletic Park back on the 3rd of April. And yesterday, I believe the tennis team was seniors were recognized in Medford at the walk record. As far as enrollment goes this month, as always, Mrs. Miller put together a wonderful spreadsheet with a great update. I did place that into the board folder. If you want to take a look at that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Quite detailed. Please let us know at the end of the principal's report if you want to follow up there. On March 17th, Ayla, who is led by Mrs. Nicola, pass that around, please, took a group of middle school students to the Alamance County Country Club. I've sent around the agenda of what those groups were working with that day, but they had 3 different presenters that broke into 3 smaller groups. I know table etiquette, interview skills were at least 2 of the 3 areas that they received some information on. And then Mrs. Reagan, I believe, attended the luncheon as well. Did they have a speaker for the lunch?
What they did was the kids, you sit with them and then they call you out. You do not have to talk to Jalen. Okay, so we'll go over to the table. But they did a really good job. They could work on like interviewing skills. We always talk about this all the time about how social kids and adults always are just stuck on those phones. But there's no phones allowed. Pascal had to check some training. She had to make a change. And they're like, it's Pascal. So they got on the phone out for a second. But it was awesome. It was really cool to see our kids in that leadership opportunity. And there are there's political figures there. There's leaders in and around the businesses in Alamance County. So it's a really cool opportunity for our kids to network and get to know
last thing that I want to share before turning it over to Mrs. Spencer is that on March 29th, Mrs. Garrison, our AC facilitator, took, I believe, 8 high school students to the WorkSource East vocational training school in Goldsboro, North Carolina. She gave me just a little blurb to read to you to kind of inform you on what that is all about. WorkSource East is a post-secondary training and education program for qualified students who are clients of vocational rehabilitation. This community rehab program teaches vocational skills, appropriate work behavior, job seeking skills, and job retention skills to promote independence and employment. 12 program opportunities were toured, and students participated in sessions to learn about the daily routines, expectations, and requirements to earn certification. WorkSource East is a program where students attend resources classes and live in a common residential setting and learn to work and acquire skills and training to be successful in the chosen field of study, on average for about 4 months. Vocational pathways include auto services, carpentry, childcare, environmental services, food services, grounds maintenance, personal care aid, pet care, printing, and welding. Beauregard currently has 3 students who are clients of vocational rehab and participate and access resources outside of the school setting. Additionally, 9 students access pre-employment transition services at school on behalf of vocational rehab and community partner BOD Enterprises. Beauregard and EC's department's partnership with vocational rehabilitation has evolved and strengthened to provide services for our students with disabilities since 2020. Really proud to have our state children out there and experience and see that program. Thanks to Mrs. Garrison and Mrs.
And to continue, as Mr. Bowman has said, spring has definitely ushered in a lot of activity. So a few more things that I would like to highlight for you all is our elementary students had the opportunity to present a concert that featured music and dance. And then we had the visual arts display. Some of you may have attended. And it was a really great experience. Just want to give a shout out to our arts department because that was a great opportunity. And then the overwhelming response from our families was awesome. So again, that was great. So we thank them and their efforts and we're going to support. Also, the volunteers that helped facilitate the transitions. It was a lot of moving pieces behind the scenes. So definitely big shout out to them for that evening. Some of the art display is actually still being displayed right now in our commons area. So for the students and staff to still enjoy. And every once in a while, I see students, just kind of checking it out. So that's been a great way to display some of the wonderful talent that we have. We also had the opportunity to celebrate our high school students for the first semester. That was students receiving all A's. We definitely want to just continue to bask in that academic excellence. For them, they had Chick-fil-A. And so it was just kind of good to see them, even the appreciation that they had. So that was an awesome experience to witness. And then we have some field trips. We have field trips coming and going. We're coming and going. We are on the go. We are learning outside of these walls, and it's great. And so we have some coming, but I want to say that today, we made history today, right? First grade, our first graders went to the North Carolina Zoo, and for those first graders, most of them, if not even all, was their first school field trip.
Oh, wow.
So that was exciting. The kids, they were like literally jumping down the lines. So that was great. So, really appreciate our first grade team for that effort. And then our parents, in addition, again, we had a lot of parent participation, moms and dads. And so that was a good experience for them. So we'll hear probably more about that. They got back today at 4 p.m. With that. And then we have a couple more coming this week. So stay tuned for that information. As far as staff and young staff, so our school improvement team had the opportunity to spend 2 days in Raleigh, get some training, and they're excited and filled up, ready to roll and plan for next year. So that's exciting. And something else that was really exciting for our staff is we had a meet and greet. So the staff were able to pop in to welcome our new staff members. Had a good turnout. And it was really good to see the newly forming connections and bonding, exchanging numbers. a couple of teachers, escorted new employees down to areas, potentially that could be theirs. And so just seeing that excitement and anticipation for the upcoming school year, that was a really good moment for us to experience there. Also, so yes, oh, and I will say this, because I got to participate along with a couple other of us, in the ROAR Symposium, the Women's Symposium sponsored by the Alamance Chamber of Commerce. And so that was a great experience and
It's an
some of
awesome
our,
event.
yes, it really was. It was reinvigorating as well as a network opportunity. So, yes, so thank you for allowing that. And then two more events that I think we're probably super excited about, just having had our students to have these opportunities. One was the high school. Our students participated in a special community program, Community Outreach Assembly, and that was on the half day just before the break. That was a session or a series of segments from some community partners. We had representation from Alamance Board of Elections, the Health Department, the SBI unit of the Sheriff's Department, as well as the Chamber of Commerce. And so the students were able to hear information about voting, as well as mental health, workforce readiness, and so much more. But I want to say, I'm sure the students benefited from it, but not just them, our staff members as well. And I don't know if you mind sharing, but just to hear you say the impact that the information from the SBI was definitely informative. And so I think it's just great that we're having opportunities, not just for students, but for all of us to learn from. So that was great.
Yes. And then law enforcement branch feels so strongly about helping our schools that they want to come back and work with our staff as we get ready for the next school year to help educate us and, just what to look for and how to support our students in that as well. So I think it was a really wonderful morning. And the kids were great. I mean, you're talking spring breaks at noon and they're sitting here in a community assembly and they were right there completely engaged. So
And then the final thing today, we had visitation from Retro Bill, who was brought to us by our dear Officer Sergeant Chad Laws, which was a motivational time for middle school and fifth graders. And so during that presentation, as we are closing up the year, we definitely want students to finish strong. And so his presentation just kind of talked more about some of the tenets of DARE, in addition to character education and just overall being successful. And so that was a good opportunity for them to participate in. And they were so excited because they came all the way he's from California. I mean, they were super excited. Some people, some students were getting autographs and because he did a voiceover on SpongeBob. So when he said that, they were hooked. So it was a great experience for them. And even the eighth graders were engaged. They're a little bit old, they're the older crew, but they were definitely engaged. So we appreciated them. So we appreciate Sergeant Moss for leading that effort.
Thank you, Mr. Spelman and Mrs. Spencer. Okay, we do have some old business. Board of Director elections. We have 2 community spots, my own and Ms. Lane. So we just need to be able to vote on if we're going to continue on the next term for both of us in the community spots. So we just need to vote. All of us need to vote. I'm sorry, this is one spot. Yes. That's what I. Yeah. So we'll have to leave it. We'll have to leave it for next month. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
You're right.
So we'll keep it as old business for next month. Okay, so that moves us on to governance. Going through our committees. Are there, I know Ms. Merrill isn't here. Ms. Simmons, are there any updates for governance? Okay. Finance?
We are working on finalizing next year's budget and should have that in the next 2 to 3 months or so.
Great, thank you, Snake. Academic, Ms. Foster.
No new updates at this time.
Mr. Huffines, Long Range. Planning Committee.
We're always making progress, right?
There's
So,
always something going on.
it's always something going on. I just came from there about an hour ago, just checking things out. So I got a few pictures that it was already in the Sunday message, but I just wanted to go through some of those tonight. Just kind of discuss things as they progress. But progress is looking good overall, with the exception of our MVP delay. That date has not changed to our knowledge, but we are still checking in on that on a weekly basis, trying to accelerate it if possible. So I'll wait for the pictures to come up.
And this one.
All right. So, yeah. So as you can see, our exterior finishes is starting to pop. Brick, metal panels. We just started on metal panels last couple of weeks. So that's our back courtyard view. Okay, to the next one. So that's a fire pump house. That's actually the slab for the fire pump house and the tower. So that will be for our sprinkler system throughout the building. So that's actually the view of the dance room. So I just want to kind of give just a couple of photos of some of the rooms. All right, next one.
Just the windows look very real. You're actually
Yeah.
walking in.
Absolutely.
Trying to like visualize like that's a.
So those are all of our air units, our HVAC units. We got many of those up on the rooftop, and they just started installing some of those panel boxes last week. So that's the front view of the building. So what I want to mention here is that they started painting the canopy, the front entrance canopy. So they started that one this week, and of course they started on the brick on the front there on the right side, and they should be starting on the wood panel on the right side here fairly soon. So that's the north side view of the classroom wing. So you can see again, they're still working on the brick. They were actually working on the brick. Kind of used to where to see the yellow is there. They were actually laying brick there today. Again, that's another view of the front. And that's our back view. So a lot of bricks been laid in the last couple of weeks. So this is our stadium seating, student commons area. Obviously, the stadium seating is not there yet, but what I want to highlight here is the windows, the frame starting to take shape. You can start seeing how the lights coming through from the back. This is from on the west. The sun's coming in on the afternoon. That'd be your courtyard. Again, that's just another view. Same room. It's another view of it. Is that it? So that's the progress. I would say we're probably about 68, around 68% complete, maybe close to 70%. Again, we're still making a lot of progress. A lot of subs are on site. They're working every day, weather permitting. So anyone got any questions? That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Huffines.
Thank you.
Good progress. Ms. Verakin, fundraising?
No updates at this time.
Okay. Then our new business item, we've got the insurance renewal. Ms. Simmons.
So April is our renewal month, actually March is to be effective April 1. So for your information, our workers' comp and our property insurance renewal was bid out and reviewed. And after the review, we selected Hub International as our underwriter, and Selective is our property, and the Hartford is our workers' comp. There was a small increase due to premium, or there was a small increase in the premium due to, payroll. That's always a factor, workers' comp, potential claims, things like that. But it was all under $5,000. So that is all to take or took effect April 1. Correct.
Any questions?
It's in the drive. I also have it here. I have it here from you as well. If you would like to.
Thank you. Any other items for open session? If not, do I have a vote to move into closed session under General Statute 143-18-11A5? Ms. Foster, second. Mr. Huffines, all in favor?